Hello everyone and welcome to a follow-up video to my livery tutorial. I'm just going to redo this tutorial because the previous one I guess was a little fast-paced and kind of hard to follow. So I'm going to make an updated tutorial and we're actually going to make a livery in Photoshop. So I'm not sure what we should discuss first. I'm kind of just going off of this, but obviously the first thing you want to do is have a vehicle that you want to skin. So for this tutorial, I'm going to be using my North Yankton State Patrol Pack, which has templates included inside of it. I think I already have these cars on my computer. Let me just make a little folder for this real quick, just so that I can actually have a place to be on the same page as you guys. So I'm just going to download it literally off of GTA Police Mods, my own pack. So you can see that there's a main pack, FiveM Ready, and templates. We're going to download the FiveM Ready and the templates, just so we can actually, you know, mess with them. Now my internet should be fast enough to get this done in a second. But anyway, if you're new to Photoshop or don't have Photoshop, a good alternative is Paintnet, which you can download for free. I'll probably put it in the description so you can download it. But that's what I used to use way back. I don't use it anymore. I use Photoshop just because it just has more features and stuff. And you're gonna obviously want templates. So templates pretty much just, it's like a guide for making the livery. It shows you what's like where you're putting stuff. So we're just gonna extract this in here, and we'll just take this as well. Although we don't really need this right now, so I'll just put it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is what it should look like when you download it. We're just gonna start with the templates. So we're gonna go ahead and skin a CVPI. So there's two different kinds of templates. There's the window template and the livery template. Not all cars have a window template, but it's like if you want to tint them or add decals or something on the windows. So we're just gonna take the CVPI template and we're just going to put it into either Photoshop or Paintnet or whatever you're using, and it should just open up and you'll have it. This one is in 4K, which I always like to make my liveries in 4K, just because it makes the quality look better in game, obviously. So I don't really know what we want to make today in terms of a livery. I think maybe I'll just look up something. I usually like to at least base my liveries off of something because you just so you can get a design. So if you already have something in mind, it'll make it easier. But you can just, I'm just gonna look up freaking police car livery and just like see what comes up. I've never even like searched. I actually like this. This picture I go with a lot. So you can like, it's pretty low res, but you can see ideas. So maybe without making something too extravagant, like we could probably make like this one, right? It's tough to do like smooth stuff sometimes, but you'll get, you know, if you're new to, like I said, if you're new to Photoshop editing or any photo editing, you get the hang of it. It just takes a little bit, you know. You can't go ahead and just make something amazing after like 5 seconds. Anyway, I'm getting distracted, so let's just take you know, let's do this one because it has a black and white and it has a stripe. It's just pretty simple. So let's just like roughly base. So the first thing I like to do is actually color the car. So this one's black and white, for example. So what we do to make the car black and white is I'm just going to go ahead and use my pencil, size it up a little. And what I like to do is create a new layer, and I like to lock the template just so I don't move it around accidentally. Make sure you get the blackest black, or what you can do sometimes is select like a slightly gray, just so it doesn't look super like ultra black in game, which I'm gonna do for this. You know, it's black, but it's not like eye-blindingly black. So what we're gonna do is I hold Shift, click, and just like create line to line. Like you just click it, and while holding Shift, and it like draws a line to your cursor. So I just draw a line around what I want to be black, which is obviously going to be the front and the back of the police car. And it's kind of hard to see outside, so I'm just holding Shift and I'm just clicking around. Oh, you can see it. So just clicking around the car just to make sure the whole front is encapsulated. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing to the back portion of the car. So the back can be black. I'm not really doing this super neat. I'm just kind of doing it at like a pace where like we can actually move through the damn video without taking forever. This isn't gonna be my best work, but it will be adequate. Yep. All right. So then you just fill tool and fill it in. That doesn't look right. Did I do that right? Oh, wait. What did I do? Oh, what have I done? Okay, I don't know what I did. So just, oh, well, I accidentally undid what I was doing, so it's not even attached. Very good. You gotta make sure it's fully encapsulated or the fill tool won't work. Is that, I guess that's right. It's creating a weird effect with like, whatever. Anyway, just fill Tula, and then when you look at it, it should look like this. So you just got an outline of the car. And we can create another layer below it for the white. And we'll just go ahead and you can just make a big thick brush for this. So you can just go over and make everything white because, yeah, there we go. Just fill tool it and there you go. It's not pretty, right? So, but you get the idea. Black and white, it works. I like to attach those together so we have our little like mold. Let's duplicate it and put it over on the other side of the car so we can actually have it on both sides, unless you want to have a half and half police car. So I lowered the opacity so I can line things up perfectly. You can see, you can kind of gauge where it's supposed to go. That's pretty much perfect. Yeah, that's pretty much perfect, so that's good for me. I'm going to merge those together just so we have those on the same thing. We can go ahead and turn that off for now because we're going to be working on the actual like decal. Let me open this image up and just like zoom on this shit because it looks pretty bad, but obviously I'm just using this as a guide for my own livery, but you can make a livery based off whatever you want. So it's got these yellow stripes, which we'll do next. Looks like they have some sort of outline to them. So let's just try and pick a yellow that's pretty close. Actually, we can just grab whatever yellow we can get that's close. Let's just grab like that yellow, right? Close enough. So we can have yeah, that looks pretty good. So what I did there was I used snipping tool to just cut out that part, and then I just Control C and Control V to into Photoshop so I can use the color from it. It can be useful if you have a higher res photo too. Pencil tool. All right. So let's just try and make this stripe. So it's a hard angle. It goes from like right here down to like here. So like, I don't like to be perfect, but it's like that. And then what I like to do usually is just duplicate it and just shift it over so I can create a line like this that's even. That looks fine. So we'll put those layers together, and then I'm just gonna grab it right at the top and just hold shift to move on a single axis, drag it all the way over, and boom, just like that. That's a perfect geometry right there. Move to do it the same there, and then just fill tool it. And just like that, we now have a yellow stripe. Gonna duplicate it since there are two of them. Move it over, and boom, there you go. We now have two beautiful yellow stripes. Obviously, they aren't perfectly, they don't like clip with the top. It's just they end right there. I actually might want to just, what am I doing? Did I break Photoshop? Why can't I select any layers? Oh, it lagged. Okay, never mind. Put those, did it lag? What did I do? Oh, I know what I did. Never mind. Okay. I think I actually want to just like squish them down a little more like that. So I'm going to go ahead and use the stroke tool, which is how you can do an outline. Now, I don't think Paint.net has this, so you're going to have to do it manually, which is a complete pain in the ass. But for this, just for the ease of my own sanity, we're just going to use, it's called layer style and then stroke. I'm going to go ahead and do a black stroke. Fill it up a little so it's just like that. Then we can see how it looks with the rest of the livery. So there you go. That's what it looks like. I actually really don't like the color that we chose, so I'm gonna change it. Make it a little more yellow. I don't think it really translated that well. That looks much better. A tad brighter. Sorry, I'm like kind of a perfectionist with this. At least I think so. Whatever. So there we go. We have our stripes. They got nice stroke on it. Looks pretty good. Not amazing, but you know, we'll get the job done. Now we have this really weird police text that's all red. So we're gonna go ahead and get our font or our text tool. I have a lot of custom fonts that I totally legally acquired, 100%, that we're gonna use. I actually like this closeness font. It's actually free, the closeness font. And it's a very good font for police. So if you just want a nice like police modern looking thing, you can do that. It's just regular bold text, nothing special, no italics. I am gonna make this so it's not full red. I am gonna dim it down a little bit just so it's not eye-blindingly destroying. You see it's not that tall, so I'm gonna squish it down so it's like that. It goes from about, let's line it up with the door handle and line it up with the side thing. I don't even know what you call it. I'm gonna rotate it so it lines up with the I don't even know what you call this, the side plate. Stretch it out a little bit so it can fit the rest of the car. So it comes out to about, like right about here, but I don't think it'll look that good if we do that. We'll do like this, right? So it just says, you know, police. I am gonna stroke this as well, just so that it looks good. Something like that. And then it says something up here. I can't read it, but I'm just gonna make it say Los Santos or something like that. I can't really see it. Actually, what we like to do, what I like to do is just take this, duplicate it, so you can have the exact same angle and exact same like lettering, because I did scale it so it would look different. So we're gonna go ahead and just take it, do Los Santos. Scale it down so it just says like, that doesn't look so good actually. Okay, well now's where we can do some interpretation. We can put it down here, right? So the orange line, or sorry, purple line helps me know that it's lined up. Put it right there where it's like even between there, and like, look at that, we got Los Santos Police. Not a pretty livery, but you know, that's just how it is. I'm gonna lower the stroke a little because it's a little oversized. Like that. So we have Los Santos Police. You can add extra decals, like we can add like let me just copy Los Santos so we can have it. You know, let's make it say like 911 emergency or something, right? You can kind of just experiment, make what you want, you know. Rotate it a little so it fits. Put it down there. And then you can add like a seal if you have one. I don't dare go in my downloads folder right now. Let's just look up LSPD seal. We could probably just go to the GTA wiki on this website and just take it from here, because it's probably the highest res image they have. So it's a WebP. I don't think I can open this. So I'm just gonna real quick WebP to PNG. Just real quick throw this through here, which is annoying. Sorry if I'm going a little fast with this. I'm just trying to get a damn PNG. Oh, it's already transparent. Perfect. So let's just take it, and it looks like on the car, I think it had a seal on the front. It had something on the front, right? So we can just take, I mean, what kind of is up to interpretations. You can kind of make what you want. So we'll just put the seal like there, right? So it's on the front of the police car. See how it looks black and white? Actually, doesn't look too terrible. So there we go. Actually, let's stroke this white. Let's see how that looks, because it's over. I broke it. There we go. So stroke it white. Let's see how that looks. Looks terrible, but let's leave it. All right. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna mirror everything over to the other side. So let's hold Shift, click on the decal, the text, obviously, everything that we want to be on the other side of the vehicle. So everything. Once you have it all selected, just duplicate. Should be able to just move it all up. It's gonna look ugly, but we're gonna flip it. Everything's gonna be all backwards and bad, but we will fix this, so don't worry. Let's line it up. I'm just making approximations. Normally I'm a lot more specific about how I line things up, but that is pretty close to. Oh god. Like that is pretty close. So now what we're gonna do is just select like each individual thing. So for example, we'll select the seal and we're just gonna do Control T and flip horizontal and boom, just like that, it's facing the right way now. Same with this. Control T, flip horizontal, boom. We're gonna rotate it so it actually fits, right? Something like that. This one too. That's probably close enough. And then 911 emergency, flip. That actually slid way over, so let's throw that just over. Again, I'm not being very precise. I'm just making it look like usable, right? So that's the size of the police car done. Now, if your car has a custom license plate, like my cars, they all have custom license plates, so you can like type it in game instead of having to make it here. I'll show you what I'm talking about if I just jump over to my tutorial file, which we'll see if it will load. Okay, so these are the cars from my pack. So the Crown Vic. It has, as you can see, it has a dynamic license plate on the front, which means you can type whatever you want. So you don't have to worry about painting the plate front and rear, at least on my cars. You might want to check in Open4. Just check the model and look at it, make sure, see if it has a dynamic plate or not. Anyway, let's go ahead and do the back. Now let's do the classic Crown Vic Interceptor, like blackout thing that they all have here, or most of them. We're just gonna throw it on the same no, it's fine. We're just gonna throw it on the same layer as the black and white. So this one, if it was, you know, see it there. We're just gonna throw it on the same layer. So there. So now we don't have to worry about that. I like to add things like American flags to my. I'm just gonna put my downloads folder on the other monitor. I like to add things like American flags to my cars just so that we can actually like you know. So I have an American flag decal. I like to just like put it like on the bumper or something, right? Just so that you can have it or whatever. You can make whatever you want really. Let's go ahead and take the police font, this one. Just duplicate it one more time. Throw it up here. Let's flatten it out so it's not so close enough. And then something I like to do, especially for Crown Vics, is this warp tool. Paintnet definitely doesn't have this, but you could basically click it and create an arch effect. So you can lower it, obviously, but just add a little bit of an arch effect, just so that it curves with the trunk, or with the whatever part of the car you want to call this. As you can see, it fits pretty well there, so let's just pretend that's fine. There we go, it just says police. Now these parts are black, so actually since those parts are black, maybe we want this to be a white stroke because this is gonna be black. So we'll change the stroke to white. This one. All right, let's go ahead and go back to our livery here, and we're just gonna paint the car how it's supposed to be. So obviously the roof is gonna be white because the middle part is white. So we're gonna go ahead and select white, paste it, and we're just gonna make the rest of the car black. So select your hood and this thing, your front, which is gonna be black, the trunk, which is gonna be black, or not the trunk, well, that part of the trunk, then this part of the trunk. Let me make sure I didn't miss a part there. I'm just holding shift to make multiple selections, by the way. And then we have our body frame. This is typically just black. I would just keep this black. Some vehicles have a little square that says other or keep black or something. Just make sure you do paint that black because typically it's stuff like that that you don't want to be like white or something. So we just painted all that black and it looks pretty good. We'll just turn this off so we can see again. We can add a roof number. Let's go ahead and just take our font. Let's make this like unit 509. I just mash my keyboard usually. So unit 509, we'll just leave it black text. I used rotate counterclockwise to rotate it. Hold shift to drag it out. It's kind of laggy because I'm recording. Oh wow, it's really laggy. Let's get it to a good size. Oh wow, it really just messed that up. Oh my god, it's lagging so bad. But that's good, that's good. Whatever, I'm not being specific right now. That's just, you put your roof number. Easy. That's about it for the livery. I mean, you could obviously add so much more. We're just going to save it, and we're going to see what happens. Oh, let me not forget to paint these black, just so we don't have to. I just forgot we were coloring this, like, off-tone black. I forgot we were doing that. Let me just fix that. All right, there we go. You know, let me change something real quick. I actually want to color it off-white, so it's not just pure white. So off-white, just paste it on all the white. And there we go. So there's our livery. So we're just going to go ahead and save it. So save as CVPI sign. Obviously, you probably want to have it as the same name that the car wants. Let me just show you how you can find out what it's supposed to be called. So you're going to want to have open for. If you've ever used it before, you can browse the models and look at them and look at the textures. So we're going to go to the textures for the Crown Vic. Now, most of the time, the livery has the word sign in it, so we're just going to type sign. And there it is. Here's our livery. This is the default livery, which is a North Yankton State Patrol livery I made. But we're not going to obviously be using this. So it's called CVPI Sign 1. Now, we're just going to call it, obviously, CVPI Sign 1. Back out, and we're going to save it in here. If you want to have multiple liveries, all you do is call it, well, it's pretty much what it's called like right now, but it would be called like CVPI Sign 2, CVPI Sign 3, to make multiple liveries. So we're going to go ahead and import our, we're going to go ahead and import our livery. So I did save it. Just go to sign. You're going to find the livery you want. Hit replace. Go to where your livery is, which I put mine in here, not there, here, and there it is. So we're going to go ahead and replace it, and it should just change just like that. For FiveM, at least on our server, an update has made it so that the liveries are very blurry if you use MIP maps, which is pretty much anti-aliasing. So what I like to do is hit properties, go to MIP map levels, and just turn it all the way down to 1. It's going to look kind of pixely, but it looks really crisp in game. You can obviously zoom and see that it's in full resolution there. So save it. Make sure you save it or it won't work, obviously. And then you can use Open4 to preview your livery to see if everything's lined up okay and see if it actually looks good. So to view the model, just go to either the YFT or the high.yft. I like to do high just because it's the highest LOD, so you get the full detail. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. And as you can see there, our car is a nice black and white Crown Victoria with our livery on it, Police from Los Santos. It has our American flag. It has our pretty much everything. It actually looks pretty nice. So there's our livery, and you know our roof numbers on there too. You know, it looks pretty nice. It's a decent livery, you know. And this is pretty basic in terms of liveries, but it does look good. So it shows that anyone can just with a little practice make something pretty basic, and it turns out fine. Just take it slow. Do some research online if you're having trouble finding, you know, a certain method. Like what really helps me is the shift click to draw a line. So click once, hold shift, and click again somewhere else, and it draws a line. I love to use that to draw lines, obviously. That's why these are so perfect. Photoshop has lots of good features, so if you can get your hands on that, I would highly suggest it. I won't say you should get it illegally, but I'm saying you should get it illegally. So, yeah. Anyway, that's about all I'm going to go over, I think, for this video. I'm just going to go ahead and say this now. I'm not doing requests for liveries because I have a million people asking if I can do liveries. I'm not interested in making liveries for people's servers. Just not something I want to do. Obviously, the point of this video is to learn how to make liveries yourself. Just give it a few goes, and you'll probably get something that you're happy with. Just experiment with it. You know, change things as you need. Just get a base set up. You know, work on it. And it should turn out pretty good. I mean, it doesn't need to be anything extravagant. Just put together what you want. I mean, this is pretty much just a black and white, some decals, some text, a seal, and like a decal. That's pretty much all this livery is. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna go over. If anyone has any questions, let me know in the comments. and I mean questions, not requests, please. I would really appreciate if it's not just requests. Yeah, if you need any help with, I would prefer if you ask about Photoshop, because I'm not really fluent with Paint.net, but I'll try. Ask any questions you have in the comments, and I'll try to help you out. I would love to see if what you guys are able to put together. A great place to post liveries that you make. GTA Police Mods, website that I have moved to exclusively for my modding. It's a smaller kind of modding website where you can post things, but I would really love to see what kind of work you guys could put together and upload. Obviously everyone on the website is looking for new content, and we would really appreciate you guys uploading some new stuff to the website. I'm not really associated with them at all. I just want the website to prosper, considering that it is new and I am based here now solely. So yeah. That's pretty much it. So I hope this video helped you guys out, and I hope you were able to create something that you were able to enjoy, or at least get purpose out of. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in another video. Later.